Today on Public Eye News, the state of Michigan says 1.3 million residents have requested absentee ballots, and later, Taylor Swift's team files a lawsuit against the college student responsible for tracking celebrities' private jet usage.
Our very own Kieran Healy will have your look at surprisingly warm weather conditions across the Upper Peninsula, and Bodie Bates will have your look at your Wildcat football's newest freshman class in your sports breakdown. I'm Melissa Santour.
And I'm Luke Niddle, and this is Public Eye News. With only 3 weeks left before Election Day for Michigan's presidential primary, nearly 1.3 million Michigan residents have requested an absentee ballot. Records show that 1.28 million residents requested the absentee ballot as compared to 713,000 requests just a few weeks before the 2020 presidential primary, an 80% increase in ballots. Eligible Michigan residents can vote by mail or online by registering to vote by February 12th or through a local clerk's office by 8 p.m. on Election Day. Voters can track their absentee application or ballot online at michigan.gov/vote or by contacting a local election clerk. The Marshfield Clinic Health System located in Iron Mountain has received a Level 4 Trauma Center designation. MCHS now offers advanced trauma life support, surgical and critical care services, along with trauma physicians, advanced practice clinicians, and nurses available upon arrival. A Level 4 Trauma Center will also provide 24-hour emergency coverage from providers with ATLS certification. MCHS trauma team members have worked for the past 20 months to implement processes and training to increase safety and reliability when stabilizing patients' conditions for transfer to a higher-level medical center and to meet the state's expectations.
Applications are now open for Michigan dairy companies to apply for the Dairy Business Builder Grant as part of the Dairy Business Innovation Alliance. This MDARD grant is in place to help support and urge smaller-sized Midwest dairy farmers, entrepreneurs, and processors to pursue enhancement projects on their farm. Since this grant has been put into place, the DBIA has given out over $13 million of funds to aid 129 Midwest dairy farmers and businesses. In previous years, $2.4 million in grants have been given to Michigan companies, including businesses in Grand Rapids, Bear Lake, and Hart. Applications are open until April 3rd, with winning announcements made in late May. And NMU has announced the tragic loss of Associate Computer Science Professor Jeffrey Horn. Dr. Horn passed away at home Monday night from natural causes. He is remembered by his wife, Gabby, and children, Thorin and Alyssa. Dr. Horn was the first computer science professor with a PhD to come to NMU and made strong connections with his students and department peers with a notable passion for computer science. Horn advised the robotics club at Northern for many years and even allowed his students to work on his collection of antique computers. At the time, there are no services planned, but support is available through NMU's Wellbeing Center for anyone in need. And in Kenosha, decades of work towards a new casino off the interstate have been in progress, work that as of this year could reach fruition. WDJT's Emily Fannin has the story.
This is literally decades in the making. It's been a long journey for us.
Kenosha is taking the next steps to try and build a casino just west of I-94 near Highway 50. At the state capitol Tuesday, city and county officials, along with members of the Menominee tribe, signed a replica of the intergovernmental agreement. The ceremonial signing marks the latest move by the tribe, who's been working to open a Kenosha casino since the mid-1990s.
So there's so much more to it than just a gambling establishment. It's an entertainment venue. It's the variety of restaurants. It's the live shows.
Officials will now need to win over the Federal Bureau of Indian Affairs and Governor Tony Evers, who has the final say in either approving or rejecting the project.
We are hoping the application will be expedited to Governor Evers' office shortly after the new year or around the new year. We are very optimistic now that we do have 2 signed intergovernmental agreements.
Meanwhile, opponents are urging the feds and Governor Evers to turn down the Hard Rock Casino. They say there's too many unknowns, like what will the return on investment be and potential impacts on traffic flow.
They really should take a hard look and slow this thing down for everyone's best interests. We're always going to oppose it, but if they're going to move forward with it, they really should make sure they're representing the best interests of the citizens.
What do you say to critics who believe this process is being rushed right now?
We've had 2 referendums on this topic over the last 10 years. When I go out and talk to people, the majority of the people are either favorable or neutral. very few are opposed.
It's unclear whether Governor Evers supports or opposes this project. His spokeswoman did not respond to our questions. In Madison, Emily Fannin, CBS 58 News.
Now, don't touch that dial. Kieran will be right back with your approaching weekend weather forecast after this break.
I'm Samantha Brown. For 20 years, I've been traveling the world. And the biggest lesson I've learned is that every destination, from a big city to a small village, has a soul. And there is an effort that goes into cultivating that soul, and that effort comes from the people. This is why I have a love of travel.
Whoa!
And why these are my places to love.
You can watch it right here today at 5.
Welcome back. I'm Kieran Healy, and I'm here with your weather report. Taking a look at our campus roof cam, looks like we have some pretty cloudy skies, not much going on campus right now. Moving across the map of the UP, starting in Houghton, it's going to be 47 with some partly cloudy skies. In Ironwood, 47 and sunny. Down in Iron Mountain, it'll be 38 and sunny. In Menominee, it's 38 and sunny. Escanaba, 39 and foggy. Moving over to Manistee, it's going to be 39 and partly cloudy. Sault Ste. Marie is 38 with cloudy skies. And back here in our lovely Marquette, it's 46 with partly cloudy skies. Taking a closer look at our current conditions, winds are south at 10 miles an hour with a barometric pressure of 30.04 inches and falling. And moving across to tonight, it's going to be cloudy skies with a low of 36 and winds south at 14 miles an hour. Tomorrow, there will be cloudy skies with a high of 46, a low of 39, and winds south at 17 miles an hour. Looking ahead to the weekend, on Friday we have a high of 42, cloudy skies, and a low of 30. Saturday, our temps will drop a bit with a high of 32, cloudy skies, and a low of 26. Sunday, those clouds will continue with a high of 30 and a low of 24. Now back over to the desk with national news.
Thank you for that weather update, Kieran. Hopefully we'll be able to get out and enjoy those warmer weather conditions before the impending cold front. Jumping back into some national news, Republican candidate Nikki Haley struggled in the Nevada symbolic presidential primary, losing the ballot as the only candidate. GOP voters picked none of these candidates on the ballot, despite Donald Trump not participating. The former president is instead focused on Thursday caucuses that will help him move closer to becoming the Republican nominee. The Thursday caucuses will be the only contest that will count towards the GOP's nominee. Haley has now become the first candidate of either party to lose to the option of none of these candidates since the option was first introduced in Nevada in 1975. Nevada introduced the pick to voters post-Watergate as a way to express dissatisfaction with the choices presented. Haley is still largely behind Trump in the race to the Republican presidential candidacy, needing quite a bit of ground to cover. And pop superstar Taylor Swift is taking legal action against a college student posting information of her private jet logs online. Jack Sweeney is a junior college student studying information technology at the University of Central Florida and posting flight logs of Swift's jet on X, formerly known as Twitter. Taylor's team sent a cease and desist letter to Sweeney, citing harassment and stalking, along with providing knowledge to the general public of Swift's location. Sweeney emphasized that his actions were not malicious, citing that all information provided is public logs and knowledge of the FAA. Sweeney at one point had 30 such accounts on X, tracking celebrities such as Elon Musk. It wasn't long after Musk bought the social media site that Sweeney was swiftly banned, citing a risk of personal safety. And 4 months ago today, the ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestine kickstarted. Now today, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is back in the region, meeting with Israeli and Palestinian leaders in hopes of resolving the conflict. CBS's Ian Lee is reporting.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Wednesday. He's pushing Israeli leaders for a new ceasefire in Gaza to end the war and get hostages out.
The hostages are foremost on our minds and in our hearts.
Blinken also held talks with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. 4 months of war have reduced Gaza to rubble, and now Israel is targeting the territory's last remaining safe zone, the border city of Rafah. This Palestinian says, "I don't see a truce, and I don't think there'll be one. The missiles just keep coming." More than 27,000 Palestinians have been killed, according to the Hamas-run Ministry of Health. Hamas has presented a 3-phase plan to stop the fighting, free hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners, and have Israel pull its troops out of Gaza. President Biden reacted to the proposal on Tuesday.
It seems to be a little over the top.
But there's growing urgency for a deal as Israel confirms 31 more hostages have died in captivity, leaving desperate families in limbo.
I want to say that every night I go to sleep and I think about my father. Every time I put a blanket on my shoulders, I think of his cold shoulders.
Her father is one of more than 100 hostages still held by Hamas. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
And wait right there. After this short break, Bodie will have a sports breakdown you won't want to miss. Stay tuned.
Look at this lineup.
That is huge.
I had no idea what it was.
Moments like this actually feels like magic.
You can feel, just watching them, how long of a journey it's been.
Behind every legend, there's knowledge there.
That is the base of all our history.
I feel really excited.
And welcome back to your Public Eye Sports Report. I'm Bodie Bates. Starting on the gridiron, where Northern Michigan welcomes 25 incoming freshmen to the squad in hopes of rebounding from their 0-11 season last year. Marquette Senior High School's Tucker Welch headlines the class as the hometown kid ran for 10 touchdowns last year. Other key commits are Sault Ste. Marie defensive tackle Evan Arbic, who had 33 career tackles, 10 career sacks, a fumble recovery in his time as a Blue Devil. Defensive back Tyshawn Campbell out of Mundelein, Illinois, also committed. He was an all-conference track athlete in high school, along with football, and hopes to steady the defensive backfield for the Cats. Moving to the hardwood, Northern Michigan hosts Wisconsin Parkside tomorrow night at the Barry Events Center. The women's team sits at 13-7 overall and 7-4 in the GLIAC, while the men's team looks to bounce back after a tough loss last weekend to Lake Superior State, as they sit at 17-6 overall and 10-1 in the GLIAC. The men's team was on a record-tying 13-game winning streak up until the loss last weekend. They sit at number 16 in Division II and first in the Midwest region of the Division II bracket. Finally, NMU's women's wrestling team took a 33-13 win over Alma College at the Dome last night. NMU's Tenny Ajayi started the night in the 191 weight class with a 3-round win, garnering a 3-1 point advantage. Trinity Valentin followed up Ajayi's performance with a win at 109. She got the win in a 10-2 decision, rounding up another 3 points for the Cats. Other wins were picked up by Giovanna Magdalano at 123, Samantha Cahan at 130, Abigail Swanson at 191, and Sharon Leon at 136. That's your Public Eye Sports Report. I'm Bodie Bates, and now back to the desk.
Thank you so much for that sports update, Bodie. I know Parkside is going to be here at NMU, and I know NMU lost against Lake State. How do you feel about that game?
I think that was a tough game, but I really feel like we can recover ourselves in this one.
Absolutely. I understand you have a couple more stories for us.
I do have a couple more stories for us. NMU is hosting a Making It Michigan event focused towards students and highlighting the importance of work-based learning experience in college. The event will take place on Friday, February 16th from 2 to 3:15 p.m. in the Northern Center Grand Ballrooms. NMU President Brock Tessman will be in attendance, and Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist will also be speaking. This event is free of charge, and students are urged to attend. And NMU's first ever Commuter Appreciation Week is currently taking place. Different events and free giveaways are taking place all week, with tonight's special event being an open mic night located in room 115 of Hardin Hall. Commuter students are welcome to show off their aspiring talents or just have some fun. The event will take place from 5 to 7 p.m.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. I'm Luke Middle.
And I'm Melissa Santour, and this is Public Eye News. See you tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.
Thanks for watching Public Eye News. You can subscribe to our YouTube, tune in to WNMU Channel 13 every weekday at 4, or follow our Instagram at NMU Penn to never miss a story.